Let's continue our contemplation and understanding and immersion into the Tripura Rahasya. So in the previous session, we saw that Bhagavan Dattatreya to Parashurama is telling the story of Ashtavakra. So we saw that Ashtavakra defeated the scholar called Bandi and rescued all the learned people from the Janaka's court. And then Ashtavakra is questioned, tested by a Devi, a yogini, who walks into the Sabha, Janaka Sabha. And the yogini asks the questions to Ashtavakra that how can immortality be attained? Ashtavakra gives an answer based on his understanding of the scriptures, but it's not an experiential answer. What he says is that consciousness, knowing consciousness, gives immortality. So if knowing consciousness gives immortality, how can consciousness be known? Then he also says, the scriptures say the consciousness is beyond knowledge, it's beyond senses and beyond the mind. Hence, it is unknown. So at this point, the Devi points out that what you're telling is from your intellectual understanding. It is not the truth, and you need to realize. There are only two people in the Sabha right now who have the realization of Brahman. And the realization of Brahman, I have it and Janaka has it. So she gives him a brief teaching and she tells the longer version or the extended version you have to get from Janaka, and she disappears. So she is none other than Tripura Devi, Jagannatha, who appears to bring clarity to Ashtavakra. Now we are taking up the chapter where Ashtavakra has prostrated before Janaka and is seeking Atmagnana, the teaching of Atmagnana that will bring him realization. At this point, he has acknowledged that what she said is true. I only know. I only have the knowledge from the books and I don't have realization. Okay, there's still a gap. Now, how does somebody know whether they know or they don't know? Is you just know it. It's at some point you have to become truthful to yourself. You have to truthfully say, because there's no answer that can come from the outside. You have to decide, and you have to have the genuine seeking from the master. This is what Sri Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita. How Atmagnana is attained? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnana gnanina tattvadarshina. You have to approach one who knows it. Like anything in life, you want to know any subject, you have to approach somebody who is an expert and who has knowledge in that subject and become their apprentice, student, disciple, and get the knowledge from them. But here, first we have to understand whether this knowledge can be got that way. Based on our current understanding, it is beyond, consciousness is beyond knowledge. If it's beyond knowledge, no guru, no scripture, nobody can give that knowledge. So that clarification is required. And that's what Tripura Rahasya first clarifies here. Okay. When Ashtavakra approaches Janaka Maharaja, the first thing Janaka Maharaja tells him is that it is possible. Okay. Is it possible to get Atmagnana? It is possible. Okay. That is why it is told, the scriptures tell, you go to a guru, that Krishna tells in the Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena. That means there is a person called a guru, Sadguru, who knows it. And that's why they're called Brahmavid. The knower of Brahman is called Brahmavid. And the knower of Brahman is also called Brahmana. The one who knows Brahman is called Brahmavid and is called Brahman. So a true Brahmana is one who knows Brahman. So can consciousness be known? Yes. He clarifies the doubt that consciousness can be known. And how you know it is from approaching a Brahmavid guru who can communicate that to you. And the Shastras also point out that it can be known by various prakriyas. So the guru will take you through a process of elimination. What those processes are, I'll elaborate in the next part. But the guru will take you through a step-by-step process to lead you from darkness to light. So can it be known? It can be known. But then why did that yogini say, why did she make the distinction that you can know it, but you can't know it? It is beyond knowledge. What is this confusion about? There is no confusion. There is something called as self-knowledge or Atma Gnana or self-realization. Then there is knowledge of self or Gnana of Atma or Gnana of self-realization. They're two different things. Do you understand it? There is self-realization and there is knowledge of self-realization, which is again just intellectual knowledge. Somebody has eaten jalebi and somebody has knowledge of jalebi but never eaten jalebi. So that person who has the knowledge of jalebi knows, okay, this much kg of sugar is there, this much kg of this ingredient is there, this much this ingredient. They know in and out about what goes into making the jalebi, what is the color of the jalebi, what is the weight of the jalebi, but has never tasted the jalebi. Okay. So when the yogini comes and points out, or whenever the guru points out, the guru's job is to destroy all ignorance, is to lead to absolute reality. And the absolute reality cannot remain as just intellectual knowledge. Intellectual knowledge and the realization of Brahman are like the earth and the sky. They don't meet. And no amount of intellectual knowledge helps in life. It doesn't alleviate suffering. What alleviates suffering or brings bliss is Atma Gnana, not Gnana of Atma. So Gnana of Atma is the ability to give lectures on Atma, ability to talk about Atma, ability to quote scriptures. It's a scholarly knowledge. But that scholarly knowledge is somebody who knows all the Upanishads versus somebody who is the Upanishad. Okay? Somebody who knows the scripture versus somebody who is the scripture. Somebody who knows Gnana versus somebody who is living that Gnana. So she was trying to point out that, hey Ashtavakra, you have Gnana of the Atma. You have scriptural knowledge, but you don't have Atma Gnana. You don't have the realization. So the realization is something you need to seek and understand by prostrating to somebody who is self-realized. And in this case, she points out Janaka is the one. She also tells him who is his guru, luckily. Okay, she doesn't arbitrarily leave him, go find a guru somewhere. Then his entire life is who is finding a guru. From where will you find a guru? If she had told him to go find a guru, do you ever think he would even imagine Janaka to be his guru? Because Janaka is Maharaja. The moment she tells find a guru, he will start imagining something. Somebody who's in the hills, somebody who's a sannyasi, somebody who's wearing a dress, somebody who's able to speak certain way, talk certain way, look certain way. But she points out the solution to your problem is right in front of you, who is Janaka Maharaj. Okay? But Ashtavakra doesn't contest that. How can this person, Janaka Maharaj, be a guru? He understands. He's wise enough to understand that, okay, there's a possibility that a king can be a realized master and has the ability to bring that gnana in me, awaken that in me. So with that humility, he approaches Janaka, and Janaka tells him, it is possible to know. It is not that it is unknowable. If it is unknowable, there's no point. If realization is not, you cannot get it, then there is no point of all this endeavor. What is all the spirituality then? Then it's just a big hoax. It is not a hoax. There have been millions of people before who have got it and will also get it. So this is what was told by Buddha. So after Buddha, Siddhartha got enlightened. He came back to his kingdom, to his father, to meet his father. The father is very angry, extremely angry at Siddhartha, okay, because he left his wife and child for what? And after 6-7 years, he's coming back, and first of all, he's hurt to see him the way he is. Because by the time Siddhartha goes to him, his body has changed. He's become very weak. Okay? And he's in rags. Father is extremely angry. He tells him, what nonsense is this? But I'll forgive all of this. Okay, because I have no choice. I'm a father. I want you back. Okay, I'll welcome you back. Forget all of this. I think it's some, childish fancy that you had. You explored it. Fine, you come back. Now you take over the kingdom. Then the Buddha tells him, I cannot. See, you, father, come from a lineage of kings. Like how there's a lineage of kings, and you are from a lineage of kings. I am from a lineage of Buddhas. There is a lineage of awakened. Okay? That's the difference between you and me. But I cannot take back the king, come back as a king. So Janaka Maharaj is telling it is possible. Yes. Not for one person, not for 2 people, not for 3 people. It is possible for everyone. But the right effort has to be made in the right direction. What is that right effort? What is that right direction? All that has to come from somebody who's already there. And that somebody who's already there is called enlightened master. Somebody who can. And he also tells, it is very simple. He doesn't say it is possible, but very difficult. He says it is possible, and it is the simplest of the simplest. Okay? This assurance is given by the master initially. It is possible. It is possible for you. It is possible for you here and now. There is another sign of a Buddha or a Sadguru, where in their communication, they build that strength, confidence, courage, and peace about self-realization and handhold the disciple into the light. So Janaka Maharaja tells him that self can be known. There is a way. I have known it. Many have known it, and many will know it. You can also know it Ashtavakra. And it is not difficult. It is very simple. And let's get started. So is it simple? You come back tomorrow, you come back day after, you do something and come back to me? No. We will close it here and now. And then they continue the discussion. So what he goes on to tell next, we'll see in the next module.